Hello, how's everybody? Apart from it's freezing here. As you can see, I've changed lorries. Now, a couple of reasons for this. As you remember, if you remember from when I had first had the Scania, I was struggling with the height. Now, I'm in the yard at the moment, and what you can see from this one, it's lower. So I was struggling with the height, although we hadn't had any problems like getting stopped or anything like that with the police. It was too high. So as you can see from this one, it actually runs at less than 4 meters, which is the legal requirement for Europe. In the UK, unless it otherwise states, all the bridges are 16'6". I can't remember what that is in meters. I'll put it at the bottom. But in Europe, unless otherwise stated, everything is 4 meters. So the vehicle to travel in Europe has to be less than 4 meters or less. So there was a couple of options. The main one was change the fifth wheel, which is the bit that connects the unit and the trailer together, just here. As you can see on this one, it's very low. What I call the legs, the feet, it's very low. So which means that the trailer runs just above the mudguards and keeps the height of the trailer down. So in comparison with the other one, you'll see that it's a lot lower. Now we could have changed the fifth wheel, but that was going to cost more money. And as well as the fifth wheel, the other unit had 3 axles. So this one has only got 2 axles, which makes it much better for getting into that very tight bay that I have to get into, and it also gives me larger capacity diesel tanks on both sides. So this altogether is a better idea. So now in the UK, 3 axles is better because you get road tax is based on the amount of axles you've got. So it does, the more axles you've got, so if you've got 3 axles, you pay less road tax because they see it as wear and tear on the road. So, but abroad, obviously, it's not done on the axles, and you save money having the bigger diesel tanks. So with diesel tanks, what you lose with the UK road tax payments, you gain with being able to fill it up with the European diesel, which is cheaper, especially Spanish. But that means you have to be aware of loading the way you load the trailer, because in the UK they do axle weights, so you cannot overburden the one axle, the drive axle. So what you have to do is bring the weight back off the headboard. There's more weight over the 3 axles of the trailer than there is burdening the front axles. So this one's a DAF. Can't really compare it to the last lorry because the last lorry was a lot more modern, but there is a new DAF. There's a new DAF come out which can compare with the last one. Compare this. I more compare this to the R series, which is the Scania before the S line. Very much more like that one, although in age wise it's about the same age, but the interior is very much like the R series, not quite as much storage as the R series. This one's a 530 brake horsepower. The last Scania I had was a 500. Now, I didn't have that one for long, and it had been for sale before I started. It's just that he kept it when I started. And with the problems we'd got with height and fuel capacity and those sort of things, and then as it happened, somebody offered him a really good price. I'll show you the interior of the cab in a minute. It's got 2 small lockers. It does have a big middle locker, but the company have put a microwave in there for me, which it didn't have before, which is really good because I don't eat in cafes all the time. I would prefer to make my own food at home and bring it with me, which is what I do. And eating out isn't my thing very often. I do it maybe now and again. Now and again I don't mind eating out, but for one thing is I like to know what I'm eating. I like to be able to look after myself, and the other thing is I am avert to spending money. In France, in Spain, you can get a menu of the day, which is like starter, main course, dessert, and maybe a small thing of wine. You can get that for sort of 15, 18 euro. Well, that's fine, but every day of the week that works out to sort of 10, 15 pound, and you know, you're going to work for nothing. And I just hate spending that sort of money, going to work and then spending that sort of money. So maybe once a week I'll eat out, or if I'm part for 24 I'll eat out, but I would rather make my own food, know what I'm eating and look after myself. So thank you very much to the company for fitting a microwave, because then I'm not going to starve. Not that I look like I'm starving anyway. The fridge in it is a little bit bigger than it's better. The fridge is better than the R series because it's bigger, the milk stands up, it doesn't leak everywhere. So yeah, that's good. But I'll show you the inside in a little while. It's quite tidy. It is quite tidy. We have a Roo bar. Now, I'm not exactly sure why I have a Roo bar or a Bull bar, depending on where you come from. I'm hoping that at some point it'll load me to visit my sister who lives in Australia. That would be the ultimate adventure, to be able to drive to my sister's. Prepared. So that's the one thing. It has Dura-Brite wheels, front and back, so that looks quite nice. And it's got a chassis fill-in, which makes it really nice and clean and tidy, and just looks very smart. Makes it very easy to clean. So it's not bad looking. It's got the spotlights on the top. It's got some more extra running lights on the Roo bar. And obviously the name and everything. So it does look nice in front of the fridge. I do like a nice white lorry. It does look clean and tidy. So it does have as well, it has two big lockers on the side. As you can see, not quite as high. I can almost see in it, but I do use my steps still. It's because when stuff gets at the back I can't reach. I can only see the stuff as long as it's at the front. But there's two of these. There's one this side and one the passenger side as well. So there's storage that way. So inside, like I said, it doesn't compare with the S-Line at all. You can't do that. But it does compare with the R series, the one before. It's got a top bunk on, so I've got lots of stuff because of the less storage in here. I've got lots of stuff up there. I've got loads of stuff that I can't find yet. It's a bit like moving house, is that you know it's here somewhere. It took me ages to find my selfie stick. I knew I'd put it here somewhere, but I just could not find it. So this is the cupboard that the company have put a microwave in for me, which yeah, means, like I said, I'm not starving, which is perfect. It's got these two small lockers. It's got the one this side. It's got a smaller lockers. This one here, and it's got exactly the same on the other side. And that's about it really. But say I've managed. I've put stuff on the top bunk. I've got a bag up there. I'm not at home very often, but I can keep stuff in there, and if I come back to the yard I can leave stuff in my car. All my tools I've put back in the car, but they're there if I need them. I've just kept the basics with me. So it's got this wood trim in it, which I think is quite smart. Obviously this brown goes with the the wood, I guess. It's got a bit of beige going on. I'm not really a beige person, so I've just put bought some red mats because I think the red looks nice. This deep burgundy, because that's the colour really of some of his other lorries. There's the one over there, that's Tom's over there. So that colour sort of is fine. I like the white with that colour on, like on the stickers that he's got on the outside. They're nice. There's some little pockets where I've managed to put me plates and things. There's a little thing there. It's obviously taco and radio and stuff. I'm hoping, if I'm going to keep this for any time, I'm hoping to get a CB fitted. There is an aerial point at the back of the cab, so there's that. A couple, like I said, I've just and there's a couple of things at the back with bits in. Like I said, everything's everywhere at the moment. What it hasn't got though is a drawer, any sort of drawer. So I bought these two little, one there and one there, just for things like that you need when you're going along. Paracetamol, somewhere to put your car keys, your passport, that sort of thing. There's no drawer or anything there. So so I've just bought these. These will do. This keep stuff that you just need when you're going along. My bestie has wired my kettle into the fuse box is there. He's wired the kettle in for me. And that's about it really. It's yeah, I think I've showed you everything. What I will say, comparing it with the R series, is the Daft Bunk is really, really comfortable. It does have some smaller cutouts, but it's just really comfortable. Get a really good night's sleep on it. And talking of sleep, oh, that's my finger in the way. Talking of sleep, this one also has a roof pod. This is an independent cooling system that is fitted where the sunroof normally is. This works directly off the battery, so you don't have to have the engine ticking over to cool the cab down. It means at night, or well, any time really, you can cool a cab down and don't have to make a lot of noise. But it does have a cut off so that it doesn't run the battery down and you can't start the lorry. It's a marvellous system, especially in hot countries. So it still has the direct vision thing, so when the indicator, left-hand indicator comes on, it's got the little camera on the side, so I can see straight down the side, just in case I run any cyclists over. Now Daft do night locks, they call them, but this one hasn't got them on, so I've just bought these, just similar to the Scania, that bolt onto the handles. So for those that think that all I do is go to the sunshine, it's a bit of UK work this week, and it's been snowing. Although my videos are usually of European work, the company does a variety of work. Unfortunately for me, it was just my turn to go to Leeds when the snow was coming down like this. It's just been a really horrendous night. So we've got off the roundabout, and here comes the gritter. We've got off the roundabout, but we can't get up the hill, and there's like 4 of us all trying to get up this hill. Hopefully this gritter will make it a bit better. I'm not quite sure how that guy got into that situation he is up there. Obviously we're not wandering around because it's too slippy. But the copper said that this gritter was only turning around at the bottom because we're only just off the motorway. He was turning around at the bottom to go back up the other carriageway on the motorway, so he's asked him to come and plough it and put some grit down, but he can only do 1 pass, so we'll see if it makes any difference. I don't know if he's intending to pull that one out. I don't think so. I think he's just talking to the copper. Well, he's doing another pass, but I think he's just ploughing, he's not gritting. Well, if you can see there, it's all just ice underneath, all just packed down with ice. But we can only wait and see what happens. Oh no, disaster has struck. There goes my plans to go and see my sister with my rhubarb. I managed to get 99% of the way, but then got stuck just cresting the hill. So a wrecker guy that was local decided to give me a pull, but he put the strap around the rhubarb, and not a great idea. So that didn't end well, but I'll leave that to our wonderful transport manager, Laura. She's on the case with that, trying to sort it out. It would be down to insurance, I expect. I must admit, after what seems to have been a long week, I'm glad I'm heading down to the port, and hopefully the weather and the temperature will be better. Thanks for watching. A little bit different to my normal videos, but just to show you the variety of stuff that happens. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that. Give us a thumbs up, and I shall catch you all next time. Take care, everyone.